Hello and welcome to the Bee and the Rose Knitting Podcast. I am your host, Kat, and I'm coming to you from Southern California, in a lovely coastal town. My lighting is a little low today because even though there is not a cloud in the sky, the sun is no longer shining in my direction. So let's see. This weekend was the Fiber Arts Festival over in Vista. Oh, look, it's a Cammy cat. Hi, Cammy cat. Cat enters the frame. Okay, cat exits the frame. Yeah, this weekend was the Fiber Arts Festival over at the Steam Engine Museum in Vista. So I got to see a lot of alpacas. Oh my god, they were selling them for like 15% off. Vista is like a farmy town. Like there's a city. There's like heavy development, but that's in city center, and it has like these sprawling farmlands. I know we have a vineyard up there, and up in the hills of Vista, where my coven meets, one of my high priestess's neighbors owns a llama, and I'm just like, give me the fiber. Oh my god, give me the fiber. But I haven't made that connection yet, and I don't know how llama fiber is spinning up, because like everyone's like alpaca, and I don't, because it's not on the market. I bet it's not that great, but I'm gonna look into that. Yeah, so the Fiber Festival. I had so much fun. It was my birthday, and the Hall of Norway did not end up having a meetup there, which is whatever, because I ended up having my family there, and I don't think my family would have been down, or at least like they would have said they were down for it, but they wouldn't have really been down for it with just like me sitting and spinning with a group of women while they had like nothing to do. So that was all right that there wasn't actually meetup, because like my family came. I got my little sister up from San Diego, and my other little sister was with us, and then our cousin was with us to keep my youngest sister, occupied. And then my mom came, and I got a couple of things. Some things I bought, some things were gifted to me, some things I won while they were prizes that we were having a drop. So I'm going to go straight into acquisitions here, because that's what I want to talk about first today. I know eventually I will figure out, like, I'll be like, okay, this is the exact direction we're going. Right now I have no idea which order I do, because I don't usually get acquisitions. So we're going to do that first. So this summer I participated in Tour de Fleece, and I didn't really, I had a team that I was on, and they're close to me. They're about 35 to 65 miles away. However, I don't have a car of my own, and it's a lot to ask of my mom or my sister to be like, hey, can you drop me off at this lake and pick me up in a couple of hours? Thanks. So I spun at home, but I was with a group online, and they're the San Diego County Spinners, and they're really nice ladies. And I ended up winning, I think I only spun like 10 ounces, so I'm pretty sure I won for like most chatty in the thread or something, or moderator's pick, because I'm like all over it. And I won this beautiful Falkland blend. Where's the card for this? Oh, there is none. U.S. domestic blend. I know in the post they said it was Falkland with stuff, and it looks like it's just so pretty. Look at that. It's beautiful. I love the pastel rainbow colors. Um, it's just absolutely lovely. And I was really worried I wasn't going to be able to get it because like I'm not able to go to their meetups. Like I just got my license on Monday. So while in the future I'll be able to participate in more things physically, um, I was having a hard time in before. I was having a hard time actually getting to places. So that was my Tour de Fleece win, and it's absolutely beautiful. I love it. I'm really excited once I get the unicorn clouds off the wheel. I've never spun with Falkland before. Usually I've spun with merino, I've spun with bamboo. There's always a little bit of silk in, well, there's usually a little bit of silk in Denise's blends, and I've spun with yak and Shetland wool. I love yak. Have I mentioned how much I love yak? It smells so good. I love it. Oh my god, it's amazing. Um, but yeah, once I get the unicorn clouds off my wheel, I'll probably move on to that. And let's see, I have other acquisitions. And then I got this beautiful skein of yarn. It's orange, very tonal, orange variegated, no tonal. I don't know. I think it's tonal because it's like not solid, but it's all one color scheme. I'll find out because I'm about to start dyeing. This is done by Stay Classy Yarn. She dyes in San Diego, and it's Taryn Hawthorne. It's Taryn. Oh my gosh, what a good name. And this is the We Didn't Start the Fire colorway, which I think is really funny for my area because we always have like these really big fires, and like California needs fire. It needs it. There's some species of flora that require the heat from the fire to reproduce. So the area wants it. And it also helps like clear underbrush so that there's more space for the fauna that survive the fire. It's just good for the environment that we live in for there to be fire. But every time there's a big fire, and sometimes this is true, but a lot of the times it's just not. Whenever there's a big fire, they turn around and they try to pin it on somebody. They try to find an arsonist every single time. I think it might be an insurance thing, but it's kind of ridiculous because we live in an area that needs fire. And that means that sometimes we're going to have really big infernos coming up our coast. And you just have to be prepared for it because it's there right now. East County is on fire. Orange County is on fire. North California is on fire. Northern California is on fire. And, people have died, and that's really sad. It sucks. It really sucks to, like, lose people to that. But it's something that's like the hurricanes of Louisiana and Florida. It's just part of nature that you have to be prepared for living here. But this skein, absolutely beautiful. It's totally my colors because I'm always attracted to sunsets. Anything with the sun and orange, I just love. And it didn't come with this, but she had these that matched. Tiny, oh, where's my camera? Tiny little earrings. Oh my god, I love them. They're the same colorway. And she has an Etsy shop, so go ahead and go over and find her over at Stay Classy Yarns. And I don't know if she has the same prices online. I didn't really check that. I was just looking at her colorways online. But I know the earrings were 10 for me and the yarn was 24. This is on, which base is this on? This is on Sunny Sock, which is an 85 superwash merino 15% nylon blend, and it's 100 grams, which comes out to about 437 yards. And I haven't decided what I'm going to make. I'm probably going to make socks. I don't know. I got another yarn from her, but I'm going to talk about that in whips. So that was my, let's see, this one. The other thing I got one of the other things I got at the Fiber Arts Festival was this adorable DPN Cozy. I absolutely love this. Oh my god, it has alpaca, and then it also, where is he? He's so cute and adorable. There he is. It also has snails. I love snails. I love snails so much. They kind of remind me of my great grandmother. All of me and my siblings all picked up something that reminds us of her. For my little sister, it's giraffes. For me, it's snails. And roses. Tiny bit of grief there. That's okay. It just means I miss her. Okay, so the thing I love about this DPN Cozy, it's actually called a needle nook, because it's by can't speak. Oh my god, those S's, they're hard to get over. Slip Stitch Studios by Laura. She is on Instagram. You should definitely go follow her. I'm not sure if she has her own website, slipstitchstudios.com. You can also find her on Ravelry, Twitter, and Facebook. You should go follow her on all those places. The thing I really love about this DPN case that I haven't seen in other DPN cases, while this is my first DPN case, I know I've seen a lot of other YouTubers who have had DPN cases, because like if you're working with DPNs, you want a case. You really do. And the thing I like about this one is it has a pocket. It has a pocket. And I can store the needle I'm not working with in this pocket. Because I have 5 needles in my set, as usual, which is I'm so surprised that I still have all 5 of them. Although the brownies really do like borrowing my extra one every now and again. And this pocket takes the entire space of the outside of the DPN case. I could fit notations in here. I could probably squeeze my mitten charts in here, what have you. I'm so that was a surprise bonus. I thought until yesterday, I thought the pocket was just this, and I was like, okay, cute, yeah. No, it's the whole thing. Oh my god. I love it. Good job, Laura. And the lining is this lovely yellow gold color with polka dots. They're sparkly polka dots. And of course you've got the 3 snaps. And I immediately moved my DPN project into this cozy as soon as I bought it. My mom handed the money over to the woman, and I'm like, into the case my needles go. Because I do lose a lot of stitches when they're just free floating in my project bag. Alrighty. And then I also got dyes. A Simpler Time Alpaca Farm sells dye, is a supplier, a Jacquard supplier. I think vendor. That's the one. They're a Jacquard vendor. And so they always have Jacquard dyes for sale in their booth. at whatever event they're at. Like they had them at the Yarn Crawl and they had them here at the Fiber Festival. And every time I go in and I look and I watch the dyes. And this time, like, the more jars you buy, the cheaper it is to buy them. Like, so like one jar is like $6, but if you buy two, it goes down to like $5.50 about, and then it just keeps going down and down until you get to like 10 jars, and then 10 jars all is like $4.09 per jar, and then so altogether it's $45. So I spent $45 on 10 jars, and you will see in the coming weeks at some point, I think on my next paycheck, I'm probably going to buy a couple of skeins of Cascade or Knit Picks and start going with that. Other dye things I have going on, my mom still hasn't talked to the Girl Scouts. She's waiting till November before she talks to her troop to decide what they want to do about their socks. But that's still something I want. Okay, and then I keep hitting my TV tray that my computer is on. I'm sorry about the earthquakes, guys. Then after I went to the Fiber Arts Festival and we finished up there, I went over to Common Threads in Encinitas because Common Threads has, if you're signed up with them during your birthday month, you get a discount one discount. Last year, I didn't use it in October because I was so busy with work. And I got there like the 7th of November, and I was like, I completely missed the month of October. And Greg was like, oh, give the discount. He's really nice. I try not to overstep that because some people are so nice that you're like, I don't want to take advantage of you, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm not doing anything malicious that would take advantage of your niceness. Like, I'm not going to do something or say something because I know it's going to get me the discount that is expired and whatever, because I know you're a really sweet person and this is a small business. But anyway, this month, I went on my birthday, so it's all good. And I picked up a few things, of course. So I got a couple of unicorn tails by Madelinetosh. I got Onyx, which has their new, I think this is the new label. I'm not really sure. There are two different labels on these, but they're the same sock. They're in Tosh Merino Light. It looks like this is single ply, so I'm not really sure how that works, if this is a single ply and they're supposed to be contrasting heels and toes. I don't know. Oh, well, I don't think it'll take an entire thing to make. It might, though. It might take an entire thing to make heels and toes for a pair of socks. And then I also got brass. And brass so Onyx is like, this is solid black. There's no tonal about it. Brass is variegated. It has like speckles of orange and black throughout, and it's yellow. And I think it'll look really, really nice on a good pair of socks. And I have an idea as to which pairs of socks these are going to go to. And then I also picked up an 8-inch circular needle that is currently in use. So you'll see it in a second. I think that's actually a good segue for my works in progress. I think that, I also bought this, where's the label there? Oops, there we are. This is Galloway by Plymouth. Yeah, Plymouth Yarn on the Galloway base. It's worsted, and I really enjoy this one. It's pure wool, but it doesn't say like what kind of wool, so that's all right. The reason I bought this was because last year for fall, I knit a cabled pumpkin, and I really enjoyed it, and I loved it. And the only thing I used the green for was the tiny little stem. I have no idea where that entire, how much is this? The entire 100 grams of yarn went. I don't know where it is. I don't know what happened to it. I think it got tangled up, but I'm a detangler. I'm part of the detangler group on Ravelry. I doubt I would have tossed it just because it got tangled, but I can't find it anywhere. So I had to go buy a new one, and I'll keep better track of this one. I'll probably actually ball them up this time. Like, I still have the orange, so I didn't have to repurchase that. But the orange is still in a big old skein like the green is. And it's not a skein. What do we call this? Oh, well. Well, I'll probably put them in a cake or something. Okay, so on to works in progress. So the other yarn that I bought from Stay Classy. The other yarn I bought from Stay Classy, also on the Sunny Sock, was Treasure, which is a rainbow variegated, and I'm currently knitting up a sock on it on my brand new 8-inch circulars. And I've heard a lot about 8-inch circulars, and I enjoy them. Like, I probably need to get needle protectors or something to stick on at the end of these so that I'm not losing my stitches during travel. But other than that, I really like them. The only other thing I can think of is, like, it's almost time for me to put a heel in, and I'm debating whether or not I'm going to do an afterthought heel, because I would have to put, not only would I have to put the other half of the stitches onto waste yarn, I would have to borrow my DPN, which wouldn't be that hard now that I'm thinking about it, from my other work in progress, and use that to do the heel, which I think I could. You know what? No, we're good. I don't have to do an afterthought heel. I mean, I could totally practice that skill, but not yet. We're not there yet. So this is Treasure by Stay Classy Yarns. As I said, also on the Sunny Sock. I'm really enjoying this yarn. It's nice to work with. It's soft. I'm not really using a pattern for this sock. It's just one of my vanilla recipes that I'm trying to put together. I'm trying to get it about 6 inches long in the leg from cuff to heel, and then I'm going to turn the heel and then do my foot and toes. I cast on 76 stitches, and I did the cuff, and I did a couple of probably 3 inches in the leg, and then started decreasing down. And right now I think I have 70 stitches on my needle, because last time I knit a pair of socks, I cast on 72 stitches and found that it's really loose everywhere, except the fact that I couldn't get it over any further up my leg, which prompted me to knit ankle socks instead of a longer sock. So this one, I just cast on more stitches so that it can get up my leg, and then decrease until this point where it will be comfortable on the rest of my foot. I think my foot is good for, like, even as far down as 68 stitches, but we'll see how 70 does, because like 72 stitches did well for my heel, but was loose everywhere else. So that is that. That is one of two whips I've got going on since last week. The other one I have are these mittens. Mitten. I've only done one because this project is off the cuff. I'm not following a pattern. And excuse me, sorry. Coffee's like kind of getting to me a little bit. So I'm doing this cabled pattern that's going to go up the side. And then I'm going to do probably short rows to do it so that it comes around. They're fingerless gloves. Because I don't need full finger gloves. Like I might if I'm going up to Julian and planning to play in the snow, which I'm not really, but it gets so cold here during the fall and the winter. Like not snowing cold, but like I need something on my hands because I'm sitting here knitting and my hands are freezing. So then I have to stop knitting and get a blanket and just cover my whole being in it just because my hands are cold. So I think my sister, as I think I might have mentioned this last week. I can't remember if these were part of last week's thing, but my sister bought me this yarn so that I could knit myself gloves last year. She bought me the yarn, but I didn't have the confidence. Like, I'm not going to say I didn't have the skills because the skills are really easy to find and pick up. But I didn't have the confidence to knit myself these mitts. I think I did one prototype and then I didn't knit the other glove. So I had a half object. But right now I am doing cables. I think the cable is a 16 stitch cable. And yesterday I was hanging out at Common Threads just knitting, and it had previously been an 8-inch cable, and I decided that's way too small. It's not really noticeable. And I want it to be like, it's the only feature on the whole glove. So I want it to stick out. So I ripped that portion. I dropped down my entire 8-stitch cable and then 4 stitches on either side of it. And then redid the entire thing. And it took 2 hours. I was also, talking with women and chatting it up and having a good time. But that's what I did with my day off, is I fixed this cable, and I'm really happy with it now. It is a little, the way I did it, I think because I didn't, I'm a little further on the cable now, and I've done another pass where it was out to the edges. The cabled bit was out to the edges again of that 16 stitch. And I think instead of knitting for a few more rows on it, I immediately, I knit a row after the previous cabling. Because you cable a row, and then you knit a row, and then you cable another row and knit a row. And I think because I, instead of knitting a few more rows, which I think would have lengthened the cable in between, it's coming up pretty sharp. I'm not sure if I'm explaining myself very well, but I hope I am. I don't know. I'm not the most articulate person. And what I'm doing is I'm trying, it's a stockinette stitch through the entire glove with, ribbing on the cuff. And in between the cables, it's purl. It's garter stitch? No. It's just reverse stockinette. It's reverse stockinette because I'm purling on every row. because I think that'll make the cable more noticeable. So I'm really having fun with these, though, although it does get a little tight in the cable sometimes. But they're really nice, and they live in my new DPN case. And I mentioned how much I love this. I get to take the tag off now that I've talked about it. Yay. Oh my god, it fits in here so well. It's so nice. Just weep. Cute. Oh my god. I like that you can kind of like see your growth with DPN cases. And that's knit in Cascade on their cherub base. I don't know the color number. I have no idea. I think I looked it up last week. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Okay, so my other work in progress is, of course, my pumpkin coat shawl. Let me find the correct end. Oh my god. Here we go. Alrighty. So I've made progress for sure. That's where we were last week. Here we are. I think I'm at the end of, hold on, I'm looking it up real quick. I'm at the end of the second chart. And I'm about to start the third chart. However, I'm wanting to have this done and blocked by not this coming Saturday, but the one after that. And at this point, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. So I don't think I'll have this for my aunt's wedding at this point. However, I will still be using it for Once Upon a Corgi's pumpkin make-along. And it's still really nice. I love it. This is my handspun yarn. I used a bat of Plum Pumpkin by Yarn Shine and a roving top of number 6, also by Yarn Shine. I had been one of a kind. It was kind of a flash sale, like, here, these are sock blends that I've made. Buy them. Claim which one you want, and this is all they are. But as I've said previously, I think at this point, she has made mine a repeatable colorway. I think it's called Cornucopia, and you can certainly ask her. Denise is super accommodating and really nice, and just an awesome maker to work with. I love it. So that brings us to also, one more thing on my birthday presents. My mom bought me a Swift so that I don't have to spend hours turning my skeins, all of these skeins I've purchased over the last month. I don't have to spend hours turning them into cakes because I have a Swift now. I'm really happy with it. So, and I've got one more present from her coming in the mail. I know what it is because I cornered her. One of an indie dyer that I've kind of been watching for the past month. She posts whenever anything is shipped out. Like she'll take a picture of it and post it to her Instagram. And I had, before my birthday, I put up suggestions on Facebook, and her yarn was one of my suggestions and a certain colorway. I was like, here, if you're looking to buy me a birthday present, here's this. And so my mom had told me that she was no, she hadn't told me. I asked her, she just said that, this is really rambly, I'm so sorry. Let me get to my point right here. She said that the other half of my birthday present was still on its way in the mail. And So I asked her if it was yarn, and she could neither confirm nor deny. And then I asked her, like, she bought me a Swift. Of course, she bought me yarn. I'm the kind of person you buy yarn for. It's what I want. And if I tell you what kind of yarn I want, that's all the better. So I figured out that it was yarn. I figured out that it was US made yarn because my mom likes to support US makers. One of the biggest problems she has with our economics is outsourcing. So, of course, if she's going to buy me something, she's going to do her best to make sure that it's from the US if she can. So I figured out that it was that, and then I knew that it was off of my suggestions, and I only suggested 2 yarns. I suggested Stranded Dye Works and Yarn Experiments, and Yarn Experiments is in the US. So I know exactly which one it is, and then I saw that Yarn Experiments was sending out 2 skeins on her Instagram, and I'm like, hey, that's mine. I know that's mine. And I told Mom, I was like, did you get me these? And she's like, yes, happy birthday. So those are on their way to me. That was really long. I'm sorry. So now on to my finished objects. I do have one finished object this week, and it's a pumpkin. Oh my gosh, I love it. I'm so, like, it's a little lumpy in spots, but I'm overall very happy with it, especially the stem I had tried. I've previously been able to make it like a cone, but that wasn't really working for me, and I wanted to get the project done because the last time, this is not the pumpkin all y'all saw in episode 1. That pumpkin was destroyed by a dog. Don't know which dog, but both of them enjoy fiber. One of the cats pulled it out of the project bag it was sitting in and started to play with it, got bored, walked away, and the dogs were like, yes, I'm here for it. So that's been destroyed. But this is the same exact wool, and it's a little bit bigger, and it's nice and lovely, and I love it. It's so cute. Oh my God. So that's my works in progress. Let's see. So I haven't done any spinning this week. I've not touched the wheel since the Viking festival, just because like knitting has been all the things, which is a little disconcerting. Like I need to finish what the yarn that is on my wheel so that I can start knitting that and get it out of, have that Christmas present done. But I've been so busy knitting because I have a deadline that's sooner than what the socks need, even though the socks deadline is shortly after that one. So I really do need to probably write down like a schedule for myself on my days off. Like, we're going to wake up now and we're going to do these chores, and then we're going to knit, and then we're going to spin, and work it out like that so that I'm actually doing what I need to do to hit these deadlines. And that'll also help a lot when if I manage to get my business up and going, when I'm knitting for other people, like projects that I'm not as invested in personally. So I'm going to get that. I'm definitely going to have to spin a lot more. I have Saturday off. Saturday is Pride at the Beach, but I think after that, like when we come home, I'm going to sit down and just start spinning on my wheel. And, tomorrow and Friday, I don't have to work until really late. So I'm just going to take like 2 hours, alarm it on my clock, and just spin. So I like spinning. I'm just a little frustrated with this blend right now. That's all. So yeah, and then I have a few ideas of future projects. Like for my shop, I want to start, I think I'm going to start knitting up like baby sets, like sweater, hat, boots, mitts, and start doing that and see how that does in my shop. Because they're quick items to make. It only took me about a month to do that whole set. So I think that'll be rather quick. And then like a lot of people look for that. And I have yarn I have like a pound almost of Lion brand yarn. It's good quality. It's still acrylic, but it's good quality acrylic. So it's machine washable, easy to take care of, and really cute. And so I think I'm going to start putting those out because the 2 items I had listed in my shop have both expired. They've been up for 2 years and they haven't sold because they were items that flood the market. Like as soon as well, not 2 years, just 1. But like everyone was doing them and nobody wants a cat hat right now. So they're not really, I don't anticipate selling those, which sucks a little bit. But it's all right. I enjoy making cat hats. They're fun to make and they'll make good gifts to somebody. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to start doing. Whew, little bit of anxiety. It's kind of hard running a shop and everything. Just for me, putting my ideas out there into the world, and I anticipate them to not be accepted or well liked. So it's a little difficult with that, but you know it'll happen. I just got to work at it. I got to advertise myself more. I'm not doing quite enough on that venue. But we're working on it and it'll be good. It'll be good. Thank you guys. I think I'm going to wrap it up now so I can start knitting and let my dog out because he likes to bark during the podcast. But I will see you guys next week and I hope you have a really good one. This last week was really good for me and I hope this next week is really good for you. Have a good day.